Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our trash can system that we have. Now, it's been 32 days since my last update. It's a lot longer than I expected. I've been trying to get this to at least 21 days to catch it and try to refill before the worms run out of food, but it's been a little bit longer. We'll hopefully speed things up a little bit on the back end, but we're keeping this along with our Vermibag and Urban Worm Bag that we're doing at that same level. So tomorrow we'll check the Urban Worm Bag, and then the day after that the Vermibag, and that way they'll all be at that 32-day interval. And we'll continue to do this as we do them in order, so that way we can make sure that they maintain the same thing and see if this system can keep up with the pace of these bag systems that cost around $100 or more. And so far it has been. It's been doing a pretty good job, although there are some differences, and maybe in a future video I'll point out why I think it might be worth buying one of the bag systems over building your own trash can bin system. So before we do that though, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the system, see how it's doing, and add some food. Alright, here we are at our system. Our last date was 8/22, and today is 9/23. That's right, so 32 days. We're going to already marked it off that we're going to feed today, because I guarantee we will. Now let's go ahead and take the cover off and take a look inside here. Actually, let's move this, bring this down a little bit. Let's shoot you down a little bit further here, just like that, and move this closer, and that way you can see a little better. There we go. Okay. With that little adjustment there, we're going to go ahead and dig in. By the way, I did see some fruit flies come out of here when I took the lid off. Seems very moist in here, a lot more moist than expected. But look at this system right here. You can see the cardboard on top, not really being touched by the worms, but underneath it, there's a mountain of them. And I might have to put a fruit fly trap in here, because I do see a lot of fruit flies, and this is probably why right here. It looks like that's a piece of fruit the worms are working on. It looks like that's a clementine. A little bit of a citrus smell, so I'm guessing it's a clementine, and the worms are working right in here. They're all over that thing. Well, you can just see, I mean, like this, once you get past the cardboard, this is all work through material. Actually, oh, look what we got over here. Let's see if I can see that. Got a little millipede. I don't see those in some of my bins have a lot of them, and others have none. It's usually, I usually don't just find one. Usually I find a ton of them or none of them. So there's one in here, so he might spread out. We'll see. Let's just kind of dig in here though. Look at that nice healthy material, great looking worms. All right, this is a great sign. I already see the fruit flies going for this piece of fruit right here. I think I'm going to bury this in right here, just so it's buried underneath that material. I do see some fruit flies coming out here. Luckily I've got a trap right nearby. You might hear it zap them as they go. I see another millipede in here as well. It looks like it already disappeared. So maybe this is going to become one of those millipede systems where they've got a couple different things working in here instead of just the worms, which is perfectly fine. Millipedes are a composter. There he is right there. I see him. There's one of them I see. I don't know if you can see him in there. Right here. Little millipede. Now it's not a centipede, not to be confused with a centipede. Centipedes are carnivorous and will eat your worms. Millipedes are composters. And the difference is that I guess the easiest way to tell might be that millipedes have like mandibles, whereas centipedes don't have that. But look at that nice healthy worm population in here. They're really going to town on this. It looks like there's a lot of fruit in here the last time. I think that's why we've got a lot of fruit flies in here. Now, I said about comparing these systems. I'll go over some of the issues with this system compared to the bag systems. When I can't really close this off fully. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at all the worms in there. They're really going to town on this system. They're doing a great job of going through this food. But I can't really close off this system. I could probably do a covering over the top, but there's still holes where things can get in. And here's another one of those clementines too. So there's a lot of fruit in here. That's probably why so many fruit flies this time. But I can't close it off really fully, no matter what I do. I can put a cover over the top. I can try to do stuff at the bottom. But there's always going to be some gap or hole that's going to allow bugs to get in. So that's the one problem with this system over the bag systems, where you can really zipper everything down and have it sealed. Now everything in here looks great. Again, here's another piece of fruit. There's still a lot of fruit left, even though it's been a while, but that's okay. We're going to add more food. As I said, we're going to continue to add food to these systems. We're not going to slow down at all. So it's a little bit muddy in here, but not too bad. It's fine to have things be a little bit sticky at times. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our next layer of food. So I've got 2 containers over here, as we've been doing. These, let me flip it around the right way so I can open it. Containers, these are all frozen, by the way, so the worms, hopefully they've dug in. I see a few of them on top, but that's okay. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and add this food in. There's a whole bunch of frozen food in here. And it's a mixture of stuff from carrot to, looks like some more, what is this? I guess this is zucchini or cucumber. Some coffee grounds. We've got carrot. We've got apple. We've got banana. So just a variety of stuff. We've got tea. More banana. I've got tea bags. Lots of tea bags this time because for a while I ran out of my my loose leaf tea. Now look at this. We got lots of carrots in here. Lots and lots of carrots. As I said, we might have to add a fruit fly trap in here at some point. I do keep fruit fly traps all around my basement, but they do seem to be accumulating in here in quite large numbers. I'm seeing them all over the sides and everything. All right, and we've got some grapes in here as well. So there we go. There's our first container of food that's frozen. That'll thaw out in there pretty quick. And then here's our second container. This was a little bit bigger. Boom, look at that one. So that's a lot of food. This one is a much bigger container, I think, but it also had lettuce in here that has gone bad. So that's going to disappear pretty quickly. We've got apple, lots of carrots. This is going to be a very carrot-filled system this time. We've gone through lots of carrots in our house lately. We've got some orange peels or clementine peels, I'm not sure which. Looks like we might have a grapefruit. If I can get it. There we go. I think this is a grapefruit right here. It's kind of stuff frozen in there. Again, more tea bags. Let's just, nope, that's not gonna break apart. This is pretty frozen right here. There we go. Coffee grounds. This is a lot of food right here. This is gonna be a whole lot for them to go through. But it looks like everything's open, unlike last time where I think those clementines were frozen, but they were never peeled or anything like that. I think they just were bad. So we've got this nice open grapefruit right here. See if I can crush it. I can try it from this side. There we go. Break that apart a little bit. So that way they can work at it a little easier. So this is a massive feeding. It's a little bit more than I thought that's going in here this time, but that's all right. We're going to see how the worms do with it. So a lot of moisture with this, a lot of food. I'm going to go ahead and push this down a little bit. And now we are going to add some of our crushed crab and eggshell. By the way, I'm putting on my mask. Mask first when working with this stuff. If I sound a little muffled, it's because of the mask. And crushed crab and eggshell first. Dusting in there, put a little bit extra. I'm running out in this container. All right, with that, that was a little bit light. We're going to add a little bit of dolomite as well. So I've got some of this dolomite right here. Dolomite, I should say. I can't tell if it's sounding off with the mask. It sounded off to me when I said it. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up and shake in a little bit of this as well. This is good to just kind of add a little bit of extra, something different in your system. You know, especially if you're putting this in your garden. You know, different minerals for different plants. There we go, just a little bit. And again, I'm wearing a mask for this stuff. Trying to close that off. And now we need to add our paper. And we're going to add a little bit of dry paper on top because there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to add a little bit of dry paper. Not a whole lot, just a little bit on top. And then we're going to add our wet paper on top of that. There we go. Just a little bit. And now I've got my container of wet paper right here. We're going to go ahead and add that in. So I can get this stuck. There we go. We really want to make sure we cover everything in here. I'm just scraping out the container. paper out. We added a lot of paper to the system, which is good. And again, we're sort of just above this little ridge right over here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little ridge right there. We're just a little bit above it. We've been kind of going right near it, and probably this is ready for a harvest along with the other systems. Maybe next time we'll see if we have time to get in a harvest as well, just to kind of knock this level down a little bit. I think this is a little harder to harvest than the other systems, but that's it for this update. This system is doing really well. The worms are really going through food. They look nice and healthy. And that's it for this update. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. And we'll see how this system does in another, hopefully, 14 days. I think we're going to try to tap down on the time a little bit, maybe 21 days, but I want to try to keep it less than 3 weeks. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Let me know.